In this video, we will be demonstrating how to program your additional expansion board outputs on the iGrow 800 controller. Now, once you have installed your expansion board, and we'll simply go to expansion setup, configure expansion board. As you can see, the expansion board is installed, enabled, displaying in comms OK, and talking to the iGrow 800 controller. Once you see your expansion board doing this, it's time to program your additional expansion board outputs on the iGrow 800 controller. Now, to do this, we'll simply hit OK, System Setup, and we'll go to Equipment Setup. Now, in Equipment Setup, we have onboard channels and we have expansion channels, and we'll go ahead and go to expansion channels. On this screen, our options are 1 through 8, 9 through 16, and 17 through 24, which gives you a basic idea of how many expansion boards you can actually add to this zone. And right now we're going to go ahead and choose expansion 1 through 8. And right now on the expansion equipment menu, we have 4 outputs that are viewable on the controller because 4 outputs are enabled on the 4 output expansion board. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and program these 4 outputs. And for our demonstration, we will program proportional sidewall vents and 2 heaters. And when you're all done programming, you just want to go ahead and save your information. Now, from the home screen, go ahead and hit OK. And go to Stages, option number 4. And we have temp stages and we have humidity stages. We're going to do our temp stages. Hit OK. And then you want to go to the expansion channels. And then you want to do expansion channels 1 through 8. And we'll go ahead and program our proportional percentages as well as enable our heaters to come on for heat 1 and for heat 2. Now that we have inputted our information and saved our information, it's time to put the expansion board to the test. Now, to get to the expansion board outputs, we're simply going to go ahead and hit the home button a second time. And if you look at 1 through 4, 1 and 2 are our sidewall proportional outputs, and 3 and 4 is heat 1 and heat 2. Now, from the first home screen, if you want to force an output on, the light illuminates at the top. But for expansion boards, if I was to force heat 4 on, the light illuminates on the expansion board itself. Go ahead and turn that off or put it back to auto. Now, if your controller was on the cloud, you would simply, to control your expansion outputs, go to Equipment Options, and on Equipment Options, you have your 4 expansion outputs, 9 through 12, populated on this screen, and we can modify this, and we could do an override by forcing it to a position of 50%, and then hit Save. And as you can see, the sidewalls are moving to a position of 50%. And we'll also do a heating device, modify it, and force heat on, and save it. fast. And the heater also is turning on from the cloud. We have did our sidewalls at 50%, and our heat tube is currently forced on. And that's our video on programming expansion outputs